This is the CSV Report Builder page, and I've accessed the CSV Report Builder by going to Tools in the top menu and then selecting CSV Report Builder. Now this is a really powerful tool to generate reports on anything that is being collected in any of your forms. To get started, you select the form that you want to report on. So we'll grab the work order, for example. But you can see here you can do it on your timesheets, on expense claims, on pre-starts, on anything. Very quickly generate a report on any single field of information that's being collected. Now if you are doing it on timesheets or expense claims or anything like that, you can select the date range, so you might do it for the previous month or the previous quarter or last week, and then select update. Now if you don't put anything in, it will grab all of the reports for you. So this is pulling in all of the information of all of the fields from our work order forms that have been submitted. Okay, now this looks a little bit confusing at the start, but let's just break it down to the core basics. This top row of the bottom section where you've got ID and sequential number and title, if you imagine this is an Excel spreadsheet, this is the top row. These are the column headings of our database. And we've had a quick guess at the form fields and the columns that you'd like, but you can delete the columns that you don't need by just hitting the delete button beside each field. And if you hit the drop down, you can go and select any field that is in your work order form. So you can lay out the database table exactly as you want it. So we might keep ID in because that gives a reference to the actual submitted form ID. Sequential number isn't of interest to us, so we're going to change that to bring in the customer ID instead. And title, work order doesn't matter so much, we know it's the work order form, so let's go and grab the work order number. And you can see here it's just grabbing the information from every single work order that's been populated so that it's in a format that we can use. We might want to know, for example, how many work orders have been placed by a certain client within a certain period of time. So I can select the client ID, the customer ID in this case. Okay, and all sorts of things. What's the value of the work orders that have been placed by a particular company? So every single field in the work order form is available to choose from in the drop-down. It gives you the name and the form option if you haven't changed the field setting. But the name is there as well for easy identification. Okay, so very quickly you can create a data table of exactly the information that you're looking for. If you're not using columns, just delete them. If you want to add every single column, as in every field that's being collected in that form, then just hit add all. Otherwise you can just add single columns and adjust it. That can then be filtered. So I just want to look at the work orders placed by ABC Transport, for example. I can go ahead and filter on anything that I want to and get exactly the report that I want. When I download that and hit save, it will download as a CSV file, which you can use as CSV or Excel and do whatever you like with it. But it just means literally within a few clicks you can generate a report on any single field of information in any of your forms. If you think it's going to be a report that you're going to use again and again in the future, then you can save it as a preset template. You hit preset templates, hit create new, and you might call it work order analysis or client analysis of work orders or whatever you want to call it. And as I said at the start, this can be used for all sorts of things, anything in the business. If you want to use it for timesheets, you'll go in and grab the timesheet form. Every timesheet that's been submitted in the last month will be available. You can go through and customize it, so it's bringing in the employee ID, the employee name, the period start date, the period end date, the hours submitted, and suddenly you've got a timesheet form that's ready to complete payroll with. Expense claims, orders provided by a particular referral or orders placed by a particular client in a particular period, sales done within a region or by salesperson. It's almost endless the number of reports that you can get, and it really is available with, as you've seen, just a few simple clicks. Okay, so that's the CSV Report Builder. I hope you use it because there's just so much value available to you there. Thanks a lot.